There's this new AI chatbot going around where you can give it prompts, ask it questions, and it will talk back to you. And people are getting a little bit worried about it. Here's what the 5 had to say.
The algorithm will be written by somebody. So if you ask the chatbot, what color is the sky? The sky is blue, fine, we can all agree on that. But Ben Shapiro did a very interesting experiment today on his show. And the question was, why should abortion be prohibited? Okay. The answer from the chatbot that Ben Shapiro put in was, abortion should not be prohibited. It is a deeply personal and complex issue. So that's not answering the question, why should it be prohibited? That is somebody somewhere putting their thumb on the scale of the algorithm, and that's why I'm a little concerned.
They're even rigging the AI.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
God, they get into everything, Geraldo.
Have you ever seen anyone who looked as smug and self-satisfied as Jesse Waters after he came up with the amazing point that they're also rigging the AI? He looked like he thought he deserved to have a cookie handed to him right then. By the way, no, they're not necessarily rigging the AI. It is incredibly unlikely that every individual answer is being provided by a person who provided a directive for the AI. It is out there looking at a variety of different sources, and it appears to have concluded that it shouldn't be made illegal. Now, you could consider that right or wrong. It doesn't mean that there was an engineer who programmed that in. You can ask this chatbot literally anything. It's not gonna have the answer that its engineers would have wanted in every case. What they're referring to there, by the way, is ChatGPT. It's come out just last week. It's a language model that can automatically generate school essays, answer open-ended analytical questions, draft marketing pitches, write jokes, poems, and even computer code. It's pretty amazing stuff. I've actually used it a little bit. But I love that they have to, like there can't be a tech thing that exists, Jessica, that they won't imply is being forcibly biased against them. It's possible that it's just like the vast majority of Americans and it doesn't believe that those rights should be stripped away. But what do you think?
Right, we have no idea what kind of information this AI chatbot was trained on. I mean, it could have been fed lots of history and realized that not teaching accurate history about racial tensions in a country can lead to conflict. And so, believes that critical race theory should be taught in schools because it's made some kind of utilitarian computational analysis that, hey, CRT is actually necessary in America. The thing about AI chatbots is they're not fed. I mean, you can, but this one is operating off of a kind of artificial neural network. So it's taking in information and speech from people, perhaps it's reading books as well, and it's outputting the most reasonable response in natural language that a human being would give. It's not someone on the other side saying, if someone asks this question, you have to say this, or it's being fed a particular ideology. I mean, Jesse Waters' argument here is a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, by design. And also, who cares what its opinion is? Like, it's not a person. It's not in charge. It's interesting. I want to discuss this thing, but like he's angry about this. Who cares what its opinion is? Anyway, I've been using this thing, and I can see why other people would be worried. I know that a lot of people are worried about literally essays being generated, and from what I experienced using it just a little bit, I do think it is plausible that students could start to use this to generate their essays. I can understand being worried about that. Like just as a test, I had it, I'm working on the beginnings of writing another book. And I put in a little bit of info about it and I said, generate me a log line. And I'm not gonna use the log line that it generated, but it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I put in, because I'm a nerd, I put in, give me a conversation between an alien in a cantina and Luke Skywalker, where Luke Skywalker believes that the alien is a secret Imperial spy, and the alien is looking for an opening to whip out his blaster and shoot Luke Skywalker. And it did it, and it wasn't like ready for the screen or anything, but it's already pretty good. It's fairly amazing what these things are capable of doing. You should definitely give it a try if you haven't. That said, I'm not worried about it influencing the Supreme Court or something at this point, but it is obviously something that we need to keep our eye on.
Yeah, I think also people, no, but I have heard concerns from friends that it's sentient. It is not sentient. I mean, seriously, this is an algorithm that's been fed a lot of information and is just reproducing what it's been programmed to reproduce. Yep. It's studying what a human being would say to know what to say next. It's not sentient.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it can be limited. I asked it to come up with the next super weapon of the Empire, and it just told me what the Death Star was. But then I said, okay, give me one, but it can't be the Death Star. I want to see something new. And it came up with one that was pretty creative, actually. I kind of liked its idea. I might use it sometime. But anyway, not too worried about the abortion thing.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.